Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are here for the AEC Rainbow Six Minor League. We are in our second series of the night between Orgless and Lethality. I am BluePanda, joined by a new face once again. It is going to be JK Farley joining me with the co-cast. How are we doing, JK?
Hello, I'm good.
Now, we do have a bit of a change-up. It was a bit of a mispick here. We are going to be playing Clubhouse first, because that's what Orgless did want to pick, so Villa will end up being the decider here. It is going to be Orgless on defense to start off with and Lethality on attack. It's been a long night, JK. We've already had two maps go to overtime already, and we've had the third one being delayed out just a little bit by rehosts and other issues. Hopefully, this is a slightly shorter series.
Don't worry, we'll pull an all-nighter to get all these games done.
Look, I started casting yesterday, so hopefully not. We are getting into the operator bans, though. Orgless will be opening up with a Thatcher ban. Pretty traditional on a map like Clubhouse, trying to deny, the hard breaches of both sides getting through and getting into the building. So not surprised at all by that one.
And it's always the team attacking that ban the Thatcher. They want to play the Maverick because the defenders don't want that Maverick while they're trying to ban that trick.
Yeah, most definitely. Nomad is going to be the second ban here out of Lethality. So surprising there, in all honesty, they don't want to have to deal with the roam once they're on defense. I suppose having Kuso and Dinstick on the roster, they're two players that do prefer that roam-heavy style of play. So I'm not surprised at all that has been the option. Mira will be the ban here for Lethality there in the second round. Final ban on the defense is going to be Orgless. Who are they going to be up for? Probably an Echo or something like that, potentially a Valkyrie. They are definitely delaying things just a wee bit here, and it will be Maestro, in fact. So similar niche to that Echo, but yeah, it's going to be that sort of, the information gathering type operator on defense.
Yeah, I think Lethality will go for a bit of a heavy roam. Could be seeing an SSG bottom floor hold.
I mean, you say that, it's literally just Kuso who plays under the name Sandre and Danstick. They like to roam. It's sort of a 3-1-1 setup almost. So you've got three hard anchors in Tyblix, Kiwi, and Salty who sort of do play in and around the bomb site. And then Kuso and Danstick will go and do their own thing and try and find frags if they can. And now on attack, though, it is Lethality's attack. Kuso is exactly the same. He will aggressively go and look for frags. Danstick usually follows in behind. So it's either Kuso getting fragged out or fragging very, very early and then Danstick in position to capitalize on that, or he goes and gets fragged out early and the rest of his team just sort of goes in one by one afterwards. So it could be a quite easy cleanup here for Orgless going into this early round. It will be CCTV cash to start things off, and already we see the Jackal being picked up here to try and deal with Orgless's roam.
When they were in pick phase, I was worried they weren't going to play the Cade. I was like, surely bring him in.
Yeah, they have opted into the Cade and the Bandit, so a lot of electrified walls here going to be denying entry. It will be the garage electrification and that main CCTV wall being electrified here by Orgless now on the defense. He's opted into the Org A3 this time, so not the TCSG. Not opting for that slug headshot potential. Just a bit of a dance going on in Rafters with the 44 mag in hand. They've also got the Wemai and the Jaeger, so a lot of utilities are now going to be available for them as well. And it does look like it will be Cairo on the Cade setting up in Rafters and Garage.
I've got to say Wemai is really strong on this map, even though it's defender-sided.
Yeah, most definitely, especially with a lot of teams looking to pick up the Ying now that despite having, the Candelas reverted back to 3, she still has the smokes in pocket as well. So they have a lot of ways to deal with those Wemai magnets and the Jaeger ADS as well. Dinkel is going to be holding downstairs on the Jaeger, looks for the early frag, finds it onto Kuso. This is exactly like I was saying. Either Kuso goes feast or famine. He either finds these early frags or he dies at the cost of it. So does mean that his team is already a man down. They don't have the Ash, so no breaching charges going to be available here as the Maverick trick is going to be started up already upstairs in CCTV. He's got the top done. He's looking to set up the bottom now. He has support as well on the rappel. He's got teammates there looking for the refrag. He cops a bit of damage off the back of there, old Salty does, so he's just going to play it a little bit safer. Kiwi is there in position, has the shotgun in hand, so will be able to open up that wall. First shot, second shot, and third shot going to be going down. Holding that angle is going to be Cairo with the Org A3 in hand, jumping on the cameras, trying to figure out where this push is coming from. On the tight angle is going to be Matthias, so looking out in their window on Suicide into the connecting door towards Cash. So they have that wall open. Not quite as cleanly as they probably would have liked in this situation, but it is open nonetheless.
Yeah, and when they get this wall open, you usually see a bit of a rotation around to construction. Try to push from both sides, start taking out people in cash. Cross in for a plant on server.
Tyblex is there trying to finally destroy that soft wall, and that will be the play. Almost there. He's got a little bit more work to do. It's been harder getting the soft wall open than it was getting the Maverick out in the first place. So it definitely took them a little bit longer than they would have liked. But they are now set up. They have a way to get into CCTV, though. Unfortunately, it has taken them a good 2 minutes. It's going to be Dinkle holding in Garage, sitting just below the Jimmy there. So looking for something, looking for that aggressive push by Salty into Garage. Won't be able to see it just yet as the utility is going to be pumped through. Cairo just escaping with his life. He stands up. He gets fragged out by Kiwi out on that balcony outside CCTV with the C7E in hand. It's going to be Dinkle looking for a refrag onto Salty. He sees it. He catches the angle, catches the headshot as well. So double kill for him. They found the bomb. They know where it is. They knew it was ready. It's going to be Matthias in position, holding that doorway to catch cash from CCTV, trying to find the angle. It's Danstick. He's pushed all the way into construction. This is one of those heavy fraggers. He's found the angle on the back of Matthias. He's looking for another, and it will be a 3v3. He gets dropped. Doesn't realize that there is a bandit in close. He did find two, so Geo's dropped. Kiwi finds another one to Dinkle. It is all up to Flux right now in a 1v2 situation. Postline, he finds the head of Kiwi, though. Brings it back to 1v1. It's all up to the Thermite. Lethality take the first round away from Orgless. What looked like it could have gone either way goes heavily in their favour. Surprising result for sure, JK.
Yeah, he almost had that. The shield worked for him for the first kill, but trying to seal that last one was unfortunate.
Yeah, most definitely. It does mean Lethality are now up 1 round on the attack, so it'll be interesting to see if there is any sort of adaptation. Not to say that it's needed. The strategy looked like it could have worked there in the dying moments of the round. It really just came to some unfortunate frags going the favour of Lethality towards the later stages. It will be that CCTV cache hold once again. They've switched things up just a little bit here. It is going to be the mute picked up, trying to change things up just a wee bit. So, just a little bit of a deviation. They've got the cage still. Actually, no, not even a deviation. It's the same strategy once again. Sorry, it just looked a bit different on a different player.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being divided.
And they'll try CC again. See what they do different, if they're going to adapt or find themselves in the same position as before.
I mean, it wasn't the worst strategy. I think the biggest problem they encountered was the fact that Danstick pushed in aggressively from behind through construction and was able to pick up a couple of big frags there off the back of it. They weren't able to deal with it early enough on, and as a result, they found themselves at a huge deficit. So hopefully they read into that, they find some counterplay into that roam from this western side of the building on the second floor. As they get themselves set up, and I mean, surprising here, Cairo playing on the Cade. I believe he took the barbed wire rather than the nitro cell, which could have been rather impactful. They've got two in the hands of Flux and Geo. Surely a third would have been quite big there as well.
Bomb and defuse it.
I mean, they've already got 2 nitros already, so better to have 3 than none. Yeah, 3 than none.
Yeah, and it will be, again, Kuso with that aggressive push into Strip coming in on the first floor. The dude has no hesitance whatsoever. And it has been a talking point between, you know, a couple of us casters. We've discussed, you know, Lethality coming into this. They did come in off the back of, unfortunately, another team, again, pulling out. And Kuso, very aggressive. Lethality's biggest weakness, unfortunately, is communication. They can struggle with it a bit. They don't necessarily... they're not necessarily always on the same page, especially with someone like Kuso aggressively pushing in, and he might be contested here as he's looking for something in towards Billiards. Doesn't know that there is someone on the other side of this wall. He goes to the white swing, sees the head of Dinkle there. He looks for it. He is... They both whiff it. They both have to go for the reload. The pistol was pulled out. Dinkle going for the run. That is a huge potato moment. Kuso could have been instrumental in that frag, not able to find it whatsoever. Kiwi is there in support, though. But being unable to pick up that frag does mean that you still have 5 versus 5, and we've seen in situations like this, all it does take, despite having a little sliver of health, is all you need is to pick up the head, and that's a kill. And Dinkle repositioning to, oh my lord, this could be very rough. He's in Garage, yeah, he gets picked up through the hole in the wall by Kiwi. So they did mop it up in the end, but that could have been really rough considering that it was Salty repositioning to that Garage door entrance. And it will be that Maverick play coming out there, looking to open up Garage this time. Salty's gone the long way around. They've given up on CCTV, not able to find much. And interesting setup onto that.
Interesting, he uses the wall with the Cade on it to walk through.
Yeah, they may have misread that situation. Danstick pushing aggressively into Cash. Once again, they've got 3 players there trying to deal with that aggression. It's going to be Flux on red stairs, or at least the top of red stairs, in position with the MP7. They have 1 in Cash, 1 in the doorway, 2 CCTV as well. So if Danstick does aggress on the situation, he could be cleaned up. There's no reinforcements, though, between Cash and red stairs. So going for the wide swing, pulls back at the last second. Geo has SMG at 11 in hand, looking to contest it, but that wall is open. They haven't destroyed it. What is going on? This push is so incredibly strange. Kiwi, though, will find the frag onto Cairo up on rafters once again, so that is the Cade. Now dealt with quite cleanly. They have control of Garage. Sundre is out on Suicide, has the angle into Cash. If he wants, he sees one, he doesn't spray. Kiwi finds himself a triple around the jump in coming from Sundre Kuso, and a flawless round for Lethality. What is going on, JK?
Yeah, this late con push gets them every time.
I just don't understand. Orgless, ex-Skybound, they're the winners of the last season, in fact, coming into this. Lethality weren't even meant to make it through. They made it off of the back of another team disbanding. Now they're here. They're 2 rounds up already on the attack of Orgless's pick. We're going to be changing things up. I mean, what could have been a pretty solid hold there on the defense, it looked like it was going to be good, just gets absolutely dismantled there by Danstick and Kiwi. As a result, it's going to mean that they do decide to change things up. We're going to be heading down to basement now. Kiwi and Danstick, 9 kills between the 2 of them, have gone absolutely massive. And they've got the castle. This could be that extended SSG hold that you were talking about, JK.
Oh, I'd like to see the blue rush then, if it does happen. I'd like them to pick up on it and just send it down blue.
I mean, it is going to be the castle heading upstairs. Cairo on that roll. He might just be going for a hatch. No, he's opening up the hatches. This is going to be an interesting one for sure. If they can pull it off, it could be absolutely massive for them. If not, it could just swing it even further in Lethality's favor right now. They're getting, I don't even know what to say at this moment. It's not necessarily a night where we've expected it to go this way, but it seems to be swinging in favor of the underdogs.
10 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, Lethality has caught them off in a very bad moment, so let's see how much they can take advantage of it.
Yeah, and we are getting into the action phase. The defense has been set up, and it does look like it's going to be that extended hold. The real question, though, is Dirt. Yeah, it is reinforced, but they've got the Maverick in the hands of Salty, so they're going to be able to burn this one out quite cleanly, get themselves into position to push in through Dirt. And if this hasn't been read into, if this isn't contested at all, this could be the freest take, and yeah, it looks like that is the case. Although there are 3 defenders holding downstairs, so not quite the SSG roam that we expected, and it will be the Wemai holding on main stairs, looking to slow things down. Goomine's now detonating in Dirt Tunnel as well. Potentially, if they heard that audio coup, the aggressive push from Kuso down blue finds one, will be refragged out immediately by Cairo. They've read into the fact this could be a Dirt Tunnel push. Pressure coming in from behind, coming in from all fronts. The stand-up does mean Cairo finds himself a second. Matthias there to refrag onto Salty. Does mean they've picked up a quick couple of kills. 4 frags, in fact, taken down. And Orgless will just mop up that round. Matthias and Cairo going absolutely huge.
Wasn't the exact roam we were thinking, but they still managed to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they were setting up for something else, and then they go for the heavy hold downstairs. They read into that Dirt Tunnel push quite well, and as a result, they just murder this Lethality roster, putting themselves back in this game, bringing it back to 2-1. It will be a gym bedroom hold now. They've also picked up the Goyo. We've seen some cheeky plays coming in and around the second floor bomb site. There's no castle, though. We could see it 6th picked here, but yeah, there we go. Cairo switching out from the Cade onto the castle, although in saying that now that they've committed to a bandit, this could be much easier to deal with.
Interesting to see if they'll do a cache extension for this one, like most teams do.
Yeah,
I mean, you say that Lethality's not most teams. They do opt for a very aggressive play style here. So if that is what Orgless are going to be playing into, it will be setting up the reinforcements into construction and in and around Cache as well. So it does look like that is going to be the play. Rotation holes set up between Cache and construction as well. Castle window going to be set up in construction, trying to delay that push from Danstick from Suicide as well. And yeah, it's going to be that extended second floor hold. Will be interesting to see if they can, deny that push from Jacuzzi, because if it can be opened up, if it is, as well as that wall, the doorway in Gym, it can be quite hard to go for that bandit trick, and obviously that is one of the main ways into the building. And if you cannot open up the jacuzzi, it's a hard take from the first floor.
Yeah, I wonder if Lethality will play on Logi Hatch maybe, like seeing that castle barricade come up late on the gym door, see if they utility dump all on this gym to get that wall open and start getting ready for a gym plant.
Yeah, and it will be Salty setting up outside jacuzzi there. I'm going to look to Maverick it open if possible. The real question though is if they are going to be able to abuse that early burn through jacuzzi wall and try and make some play off it. Kiwi already aggressively pushing up into rafters and garage, trying to find the footsteps of anyone on the defense side, trying to scout out where they are. They already have multiple bodies in the building. It's going to be Dinkle. He's set up in cash and might be able to find something because of that shield. Drones coming out, so they definitely have scouted him out. They will also pick up the information off the back of Jackal as well. So they've got to do something here to try and secure this position. It's all reinforced. The drone hole is there. Will he be able to see the foot? He will. He gets the spray out. Kiwi through the drone hole takes down the Jaeger of Dinkle. That is not a situation you want to be in. The drones are going to go deep. They find it down on Kuso as well, though. Matthias peeking aggressively out the construction window. Will just back himself out back into master bedroom. As part of that wall is blown open on jacuzzi. Does mean they have lines of sight established. Holding in the admin office will be Geo on the Goyo. The real question, though, is can they transition this early advantage or early aggression into this first floor into anything and onto the actual bomb site as Vulcan Shield is destroyed there. Danstick on suicide looking into construction. Kiwi now in construction, having a foothold already as the second Vulcan has been dropped. AES are there trying to slow things down. TCSG in the hand of Geo could be big right now. Going for the wide swing as Fluxy finds the kill on a Kiwi. The MP7 going really big in his hands there. Knows that there is a second attacker on the back, so could potentially look for another wide swing into the frag. Matthias running in bedroom, looking for anything right now. Tibblex is in construction on the Thermite. They have footholds here in the second floor. They need to convert it into some sort of pressure in and around these other bomb sites. They have control over that doorway into master bedroom. They are being threatened from from admin. Actually, in fact, it's Flux there behind the desk. They are going to use what they can to try and dump utility into where my magnets are there. They get some utility out. Danstick finds a kill on the Flux. Kyra refragging out into Tibblex. So that is the Thermite and the Diffuser down. Does mean that Danstick will have to go and find the Diffuser. He gets fragged out after picking up a kill on the Kyra. So Matthias in position to abuse that. Salty has pushed in from bedroom hallway, sitting in bathroom now. But these crossfires have been set up already. 16 seconds left in the round. He has to go for the Diffuser. Matthias is there. Orgless. Bring it back to a 2-2. Has definitely been an interesting one, JK. Lethality going up very early on in this game. Orgless, though, seem to have found their stride. Their defense looking a little bit cleaner now that they've headed upstairs. So, seeing as it is now 2-2, we will be heading back to CCTV. And, I mean, maybe off the momentum off the back of that, Orgless will look to extend that lead and potentially push themselves to a 4-2 half.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Orgless are going to give them any more rounds. They're just going to pull back from here. Go for the win. Lethality's reign has just come to a halt.
Yeah, most definitely. And we see a couple of changes coming in now as we are going to be heading to CCTV. Tibblex does switch out for the Buck, as well as Flux switching out from the Bandit onto the K. They commit to the Castle, though. So it could potentially look for that extended hold into the bedroom as well, setting up the Castle windows, making it that much harder to push into construction and off from suicide. So it's a bit of an interesting setup here. We'll be looking, yeah, it does look like it's going to be that extended hold. They've opened up the footholds into gym as well. So maybe trying to bait out an alternate site here, trying to trick them into... I mean, they just won gym, so there's no way that Lethality believe that it is going to be a gym hold. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. And once again, we see Flux picking up the K this time, not Karo. So he is probably going to be holding that Rafters position, not the Whamai, usually who sits behind the deployable shield. This time, though, he has pick up the Nitro Cell. So we could see some plays made off the back of that.
Yeah, you got to be careful with putting your utility on a different, like, away from the site, because it could just be, like, completely null and not help what you actually need on the actual site.
Yeah, most definitely. Committing to the bait play only really works when they know for a fact that it could be that bomb site, and that is not the case as Kiwi will use that drone to try and find some information. It does get killed there by Dinkle, who is holding downstairs. has rotated back to main stairs, is going to be sitting towards that first floor landing. If they can find him, that could be big, especially enabling that roam in from behind. The real question, though, is, yeah, Maverick has been allowed to get off that trick once again. They're not going to contest it. They're not going to look for any cheeky angles here, as Danstick will see that there is a castle on that logistics office doorway and the mute jammer as well. So they may have read into this extended hold. They may have read into that situation for sure, as it will be Dingle looking to try and clear out that drone. He does clear it up in the end, as once again we see CCTV doorway has been opened and opened wide. It's going to be Salty back down that main garage doorway, trying to find some sort of point of egress into this garage. If he can do that, he might be able to find some big frags onto the Cade of Flux. As we see Dinkle, he's still on this main stairs landing, holding that tight angle from prone. Kuso on the IQ this time will look to drone and does scout him out, not quite able to destroy the drone early enough. So we could see an easy contest here from Kuso, the man who likes to look for the frags. It is going to be that doorway, the main garage doorway open up. Salty is there, he's already pushed in aggressively. He's looking to find anything he can onto the man who will be sitting up onto that balcony. Utility is going to be thrown out where my magnet picks up one. Frag grenade is being cooked here. Salty. Oh no, it gets ADS down. He's got a second one in the back pocket. Nitro Cell did go out, I believe. Not going to land onto anyone, so he has the second frag grenade in pocket. He doesn't know if there's an ADS up there or not, and it is going to be up there. So they either got to commit to finding out whether it is there, or they've got to do something. TCSG in hand, he might be able to find the head of anyone. That big slug shotgun does a lot of work if given the opportunity. The Cade Electroclaw is still up there. They're still trying desperately to find this. Trying to find the foot, trying to find the head. Kiwi almost has it there. Frag grenade being cooked here by Salty. The ADS is in position though. Will clean it out. He gets the first down. And it is going to be onto Danstick. Salty though there in position to refrag out. So it does mean Danstick will be picked up here. Doesn't have to commit the self pick up there. They've got control of the rafters. Going to be pushing into CCTV now. They've got the angle set up. The diffuser is in. It's all the attackers on this side of the map. They've got control over CCTV. Looking for the wide peak. They do get the down onto Cairo as well. So that is the castle in a rough situation at the moment. They're going to commit to the defuse. It's Tiblex on the Buck who has it in hand right now. So 5 versus 4 currently. Cairo getting picked back up. Kiwi find the frag on the Cairo. Eventually cleaning it up in the end. Geo is there with the mute SMG Lemon hand. Matthias frags out. Kiwi. Dinkle follows up on a dance. Tiblex finds Matthias. Dinkle looks for a second. Salty there. Will get the frag onto Geo. 2 versus 1 currently. Dinkle has to run up through garage. He's on rafters. He's got that F416 carbine in hand. Swings to the left. Doesn't quite scout out the suicide hold. He goes to the defuse. Realizes it there. He will be fragged out. Lethality push themselves up 3-2.
I don't think that flank from Dinkle was going to do much. It was a bit late, and yeah, it was already too late. Bomb was going down. They had no chance. You've
got to find some point of egress back onto the site or some way to get frags off the back of it if you're going to go for that long extended roam. It really, really didn't pay out. He wasn't able to find a single kill off the back of it, and really unfortunate. It does put Lethality up 1 round ahead. We still have 1 round to play, though, in this half. We could see it brought back to 3-3 by Orgless, or we could see Lethality heading to a 4-2 scoreline in the second half. This is not the situation we expected.
Yeah, we'll see them hold church again. It's good to see that people watch Pro League and, you know, find the mistakes that they see on Pro League and then adapt it into their own. So I think Orgless do a better job at it with the SSG roam.
Yeah, I mean, going into this, it will be that basement hold. If we do see that that SSG roam set up, it could be rather interesting to see, especially with someone like Kuso on the team of Lethality, someone who does play aggressively, looks to push early advantages if he can, and is quite often fragged out for his troubles. So it's the IQ picked up there. We do see Cairo on the castle once again. Flux playing on the Legion. Dinkle on the Vigil this time. So it's all down to Matthias to deny that utility. And I mean, they've set up on Dirt Tunnel this time again. They've got the Legion goo mines there. Dinkle is going to be heading upstairs to reinforce that hatch and kitchen. We could see some cheeky roam plays out of him, which it seems to have been his style of play for this Orgless side. The real question is, can he translate into frags? Because that is the big downfall of what they've been trying to do so far.
Yeah, Vigil is really strong on this side. I feel like if he's roaming up top when it's a basement hold, there's not enough smooth drone pathways. And even if you don't find out where he is, then it's hard to pinpoint where he is actually, and people can give out really bad calls to where he is, and they'll just get punished for it.
Yeah, most definitely. And the drone game will start. I say that as Kuso is just going to be running straight in, looking for frags. This is what he does. He's getting straight into supply. He's going to look to establish that angle. Yeah, no, he's going to head back to stock. He's just playing a little bit safer, surprisingly, considering just how aggressive we have seen him play. No, yeah, I thought he was going for a drone there. That's not the case. He was looking for some cheeky angles, not going to be able to find it, so he will just carry on that aggression, looking for these 1v1 fights. He's already done some decent damage to Dinkle here, who trying to look through that bottom of that castle doorway. Yeah, we'll find a drone looking for something here, but it's already been delayed out a little bit, and it's that extended hold. Hatches are open. It's going to be Kuso still holding stockroom, waiting for something. But little does he know, there's no one there that he can look to abuse. They've got first floor control now. They've got control of bedroom. They've got control of construction. Kiwi is here looking for the footsteps of anyone. I don't think they've quite realised that they've all set themselves up downstairs. He did see some feet. Yeah, he's got the feet of Dinkle, I believe it is. So they are going to be able to scout him out momentarily. And it's going to be a hectic run from him as he already has headed back down into that basement. Just not willing to commit to anything cheeky off the back of that after he copped so much damage. So now first floor control has been set up. The real question is, how do they get themselves to this bomb site as the hatch is already wide open down in this bar room? The Moto hold not going to be committed there by anyone. They've looked to take these cheeky angles. It looks like it's going to be 3 in church, 2 in armory. And the real question is, who goes down first? The mute jammers are there. Kiwi has the drone though. Looking for anyone, sees there is someone on the table. That is going to be Dinkle. If they can frag him out, they could actually open up this round. There is a minute left though, so they've got to do something. Sees Matthias on the Wemite, knows exactly where 3 members are, so the aggressive push down main stairs is going to be coming. It's going to be Danzig though. He drops straight down into Memorial. He's got the hold onto 90. He's going to push aggressively, open up that wall into Armory if he can. The real question, though, is it going to be contested? It's Geo with the shotgun. Frag grenade is going deep, not going to land onto anyone there. Matthias holding behind that shield in the hallway. Sees one through the holes in that shield as well. So just taking it easy, just taking it slow. Maybe a little bit too slow here on the side of the Lethality, as Orgless are definitely set up to contest as Cairo finds the first onto Danstick. That is the Zofia gone. It is going to be salty there with the frag grenade, so isn't far too deep. As it will be Dinkle contesting this angle, not going to see anyone but the dead body of Danstick. He goes back prone on the floor. Nitro still going to be thrown. Not going to connect anywhere near enough as Cairo finds one. He's fragged out instantly by Kiwis. That is salty down. So it is he finds a second. In fact, Kiwi going big. He gets dropped though. Going for the wide swing. Flux finds the kill on a Kiwi. Sandre Kuso gets one, but is dropped immediately by Dinkle, and Orgless take it to a 3-3 half.
It gets really messy when it gets that low time left. It gets so messy.
Yeah, I mean, the longer you draw it out, the longer you take to get into these situations, that's where the mistakes start to happen. That's where the hectic plays start to get made. And as a result, teams panic, players choke, and as a result, you lose them out. We are going to be heading into the half. The switch over, Orgless going to be now on attack. Kuso playing the Jaeger. It's one of the operators that he is incredibly comfortable with, playing with that F16C carbine. On the other side, though, Geo locks in the gridlock. He's going to pick it out, though. They're going to try and pick up something here, surely, to deal with that roam. No, he's going to pick up Maverick Flux on the Jackal. They've got the tools they need. It's going to be a basement hold first, though, so they may not have read into this, although I suppose there is still that push through Dirt Tunnel.
Defender.
Yeah, interesting seeing Valkyrie in play for Lethality. I feel she's not as good on this map anymore, but there is no IQ either, so they've definitely read into that.
Yeah, Valkyrie, I suppose, would have limited use on a map like Clubhouse. There's only so many situations that he can give you information here. One of those, it does seem, is going to be Kitchen, though. That's where one of the black eyes will be thrown. He's already thrown one out, so he's got one left to go, as he is going to go for that upstairs hatch reinforcement. Has the MPX and the Deagle in hand, so it'll be interesting to see if they can translate that into any sort of advantage. Does look like that final black eye will be going up into bar.
5 seconds.
As they are coming to the end of the prep phase, does look like it will be, Valkyrie just heading back downstairs, joining up with the rest of the team. Nothing too cheeky coming out of this Orgless side on attack. Oh, sorry, Lethality side on attack. The real question, though, is Kuso, the man who likes to look for these frags. Will he be in a position, to help the team look for those? No, he's going upstairs. He's up on the second floor. He's up in bedroom. This is exactly what we expected. The man likes to be aggressive. He likes to play like he is on attack, regardless of which side he's on. And he's going to be holding in construction, looking at those cameras, trying to find the first headshot, because that's where he does thrive. And if he can find it, he can blow this round wide open. It's 3-3 currently. Very even, all said and done. And he's holding construction. He's waiting for something cheeky. He's waiting for an aggressive push in through garage and CCTV. And he's going to be waiting. It's going to be Flux, though. He's pushing up rough. They do probably realize where he is. Yeah, there we go. Kuso going for the wide peak. Doesn't quite see it. He's running into line of sight. Kuso opens things up with a kill onto Flux. That is the Jackal gone. So not going to be scouting out the footsteps of these defenders. There is contest from the Ash as well. It's going to be Dinkle in position. He's pulled off that doorway. Knows that someone is there. Kuso cops a huge amount of damage from that G36C. Does mean he will have to back off. He's going to head straight round. He's going red stairs, in fact. Going to be heading down to Garage Store. Maybe looking to contest someone on the first floor. There is members in stock room. It will be Matthias, though, in position with the Hibana. Going to pick up that kill. Bring it back to a 4 versus 4. Geo has the hatches open. And it's the drone game coming out once again. 2 holding down an armor. It's going to be developed. And the mute of Danstick. So, interestingly enough, a less aggressive pick coming out of the mute here. As Cade will throw a late electrical onto the hatch, trying to slow things down just a wee bit. It's open. Matthias has control of main stairways now. He's at the bottom. He's looking for some frags. That is going to be the player looking down to. He's the entry into church. So again, it's that slow stall play. Not necessarily becoming, not necessarily as they have been slowed down time and time again by this Lethality roster. Control of bar has been established. Going to be picked up. Geo has the angle down through the hatch. X-Car is going to be used to blow open the wall into church. Utility being dumped there. The Flash is trying to catch out anyone. Salty is there with the Org A3 in hand. MPX in hand. L3 coming up. Big does actually secure that kill on the Geo and then Kiwi up there. Suddenly, 4 gets 1, gets 3 to 3. Dinkle finds a frag, but is killed immediately by Lethality, who take the first.
There from Orgless. We'll see what they do this time.
Yeah, Lethality already taking second half. It does mean it's a rough start here on the attack for Orgless. They probably would have liked to have won that round and put the footage. But they are going to be heading upstairs to Jim bedroom now. Stick into that. He's probably going to be stuck anyway. He likes to play around that F416 and those frags. Nothing really changing here for the attack for Orgless. Only pick up the car, retail again, plan it. There we should be trying to slow things down. Actually, you can get that. JK, if you were the captain of either of these teams, what would be your adaptation to the way Lethality's been playing?
Oh, tough one. I and heading forth.
Moving through the city like it's Gotham. One, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. Nah, you ain't lost none. All over the you ain't big dog. We ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. How you know the flow got him coming back? Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time. Aight.
Until the noon, you said that you wanted, so I got for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move, we move, we move. 3, 2, bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. Let's take it back again. Go, 'cause you know like I know. We'll take yo, hold up. Let me go there with man heavy when that accident still made it for them to go nuts. I'm so that means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way the dimes all close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine calling their phone number. No, I love you. What's up, babe? And I can't sleep without blazing beats on stage just for them. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young black successful, though life gets stressful. Festival go and vibe out with whoever.
Live until then, sleep until the noon. You said that you wanted, so I can move. Let's all get together. How we move, we move, we move.
3, 2,
bringing summer to
drop.
you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it down the road, back again. Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know like we'll take it round and round again.
Attackers need to locate.
Yeah, it's definitely draining both teams. So whoever wants to win this the most will pull out in front.
Yeah, it is going to be up to both teams to dig deep. The later it gets on tonight, it will definitely show the stamina of either team coming into this. It does play into it, you know, going the later and later it does, especially considering that the first series went to 3 maps. It's such a rough situation to find yourself in. As they are getting themselves prepped up in CCTV, electrified walls going to be, soft breach walls on Garage as well, going to be trying to slow things down just a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Salty holding up on rafters once again.
5 seconds.
Kiwi going to be playing the smoke, Tiblex going to be playing on the Echo this time, Kuso, surprise, surprise, is back on the Jaeger. It's going to be a different, well, no, not really a different setup. He's going to be off on their own by himself. The real question is, do Orgless commit a couple of members to try and deal with him, rather than let him go and do his own thing? Just going to be getting themselves set up, and really, it's down to who finds that opening frag. Just as, you know, they're getting themselves set up, it's Kuso once again back in the basement looking to find those wide frags. And as a result, the real question is, can Flux find him, obviously, first? Can they find someone to back him up as they already get garage door opened up wide? They've burnt through it with the Maverick. They've made it softer once again. It's Dinkle now in position trying to find Kuso. They're desperately hunting him down at this stage. Really, that is going to be the teller as to what way this does swing, as they are going to be using that Maverick to open CCTV wall as well. It's not electrified at all. So it does mean it's going to be a much easier time getting in. Dinkle has opened up that soft wall as well. I think they know Salty is looking to contest it, who is up on rafters at the top of those main stairs. He's got the Org A3 in hand. He's behind that shield as well. So it does have a bit of an advantage as it goes. So the real question is, who finds that opening frag? Sandra, he's gone. Kuso has gone upstairs. He's sitting up by bar as well if he wants to push in. Dinkle will find that frag onto Salty, taking off his head there with the G36C in hand. Now repositioning is Matthias, trying to help contest that, or at least refrag out at the moment. On that main CCTV wall will be Gio. He is on duty there, trying to open it up. He's got support of Cairo. He has frag grenades in hand, going to try and cook it up and throw it deep onto that rafters position. Kuso gets dropped. Dinkle finding himself a double in this round, looking for a third. He sees the ankles of Tiblex. Will be able to get some damage out, but not find the kill. Does mean they have man and health advantages. He does get dropped down. Tiblex finding the kill onto Cairo. That is the Maverick now gone. To bring it back just a little bit closer, it's Gio seeing the elbow of Tiblex, not quite able to take him down. He's so incredibly low at this stage. They have control of the defuser. Standing up is going to be Gio. He finds that kill with the M76-2 in hand. So they have the defuser back at least, so they will be able to push into the bomb site. Holding that tight angle in cash is Kiwi with the SMG-11, trying to find any frags he can. Knows that there's going to be someone sitting outside on suicide. It's a pretty standard position. Holding construction will be danced with the Valkyrie. They have got control of the defuser, and they are in on the bomb site. So the defuse is going up. Kiwi throwing that toxic canister deep, trying to stop Gio from planting, but the commit is there. that does miss, in fact. Geo not cupping any damage off the back of that, so they have post-plant positions. Danstick is stuck now in master bedroom and construction. Has to find something here. They've got to try and egress themselves in onto the bomb site. That wide swing coming from Kiwi, not going to quite translate into any damage. Geo cops a bit, but nothing significant. Looks for the wide swing again. Kiwi actually does find it the second time. Takes the hit off Geo here with the SMG-11 in hand. Knows someone's sitting out on suicide. Matthias frags out Kiwi. It's all up to Danstick now. The best he can really hope for is any sort of frag. He will get taken up. Orgless pushing it to a 5-4 in their favor right now. They are 2 rounds away from match point.
Yeah, we're starting to see them hold these very important angles and pushing out these defenders of their positions so they run into these lines of sight, helping the man count so they can win.
Yeah. You've got to wonder if maybe the fact that Kuso and Danstick are holding these offsite positions, looking for those heavy roams, is going to be the thing that is the downfall of Lethality here. Because they're so committed to those positions, they have less of a man advantage in and around these bomb sites, and we've seen them get traded out a couple of times in unfavorable situations. I mean, we saw Dinkle, he picked up 2 on rafters and then did a huge amount of damage to Tiblex. You've got to wonder if maybe they should be playing more cohesively as a team, looking for those refrags rather than going for those wide roams.
Yeah, going back down to church.
Yeah, it's definitely a question for sure, and I mean, you've got to wonder if maybe Orgless have found their stride coming into the series. 5-4 as it is. Matthias and Dinkle are going massive, 11 and 10 kills respectively. So you've got to wonder if there is going to be enough time for Lethality to bring this back, or if Orgless, you know, finding the cohesion, finding the way they need to play, are going to look to shut this out. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be, if it carries on the same way it has been, rounds just being consistently traded out back and forth, I don't know if there is going to be a situation where either team establishes some sort of early advantage, you know, at least extending that lead if they can. As again, Orgless now on attack, 5 versus 4. They've opened up CCTV, considering it is going to be that base and hold once again. Will they be able to get down and try and establish some sort of advantage from the top down?
Yeah, always a classic roam clear when it's church, but we'll see the Jaeger playing over in master, trying to take out these drones, so when it comes down to late round push on the site, they don't have a lot of intel, and that helps with the defense.
Yeah, I mean, Jaeger is one of those operators. He just got to put the ADS down in some of these key positions and then go. He really is just free to do whatever he wants. And I say that he's been scouted out by the Jackal, although we've seen this a couple of times where Kuso has actually been able to take those frags into flux. And as a result, it does translate into an early advantage. It's going to be Matthias here on the Hibana. Kuso is in bar. He's going to be contested here. Gets fragged out by Matthias, who was in position to make the most of that. Geo does get down, though, off the back of it. Has support in his teammate of Matthias, so we'll be able to get... No, he goes for the self-pickup here. Rather than, you know, saving that for later on, Matthias establishing control over blue stairs as well. Sitting in garage storage, will look to drone things out. And I mean, Kuso, we've seen him do this time and time again, and as a result, he dies, or even if he is lucky enough to pick up one frag, it means his team is at a man disadvantage.
Yeah, but the Sophia's at a one-shot now, and she probably should have gone for the res with more HP on like 20 instead of 5.
Yeah, it was an interesting decision all said and done. I think Matthias just wanted to get in position so he could provide some support so that they could get the pickup, but I mean, maybe it will come in as a bit of a detriment going to later stages of the round. They have control down on the basement already. They've got control over the hallway. They're getting control over Moto as well. Dinkle is there with the G36C in hand. They've got the angle on blue as well, if there's any sort of roam coming from that position. It's Geo on the Zofia with the M76 in hand, but there are 3 operators now sitting in Armory, as that will be the Legion backing out towards that tunnel. Kiwi there. The real question, though, is will they be able to get down and get the bomb diffuser in position? 5-4, 39 seconds left in the round. Definitely Lethality in a position to bring things back to even. 5 versus 4, they've got to do it. The utility dump is starting to come out into Armory. They will just turn around away. It's a pretty easy way to deal with it. It's going to be the Cage sitting in church, finds the frag onto one. That's Dinkle now. He has copped a bit of damage off the back of it. C4 going to go deep. Will he be able to find one with it? He does. He gets 2 in fact. Cairo and Flux is going to be dropped. The entirety of this Orgless attack has been absolutely destroyed off the back of that. And as a result, again, we see Lethality bringing it back even.
Yeah, we see one team make a mistake. Next round, we see the other one make a mistake. It's just common.
Yeah, no team really able to just draw any sort of lead, separate themselves from the pack, as it were. And that Nitro Cell was just unbelievable. It almost looked like he missed the second kill, but it did eventuate in the end. Heading up to CCTV now, they did win basement. This is a site that has gone both ways for both teams. Tiblic's back on the Echo. It's just, I don't even know, JK. It's gone both ways so many different times. These are not the series that we expected out of any of these teams tonight.
Oh, you know more than me, but
I don't even know. It's coming up to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's a bit late.
Series between Skyfire and Cartel, who we expected to go Skyfire. We're now seeing Orgless versus Lethality. It's evened up 5-5. This is still only the first map of the series. There's potentially another 2 if it goes the distance.
Yeah, we'll be seeing all these keyroom. Usually teams that attack. Switch up to a con push after getting that main wall open.
Yeah, it really is going to come down to that mental fortitude, the stamina for either team here, as we see Tiblic's looking for something cheeky off the spawn. Now, to realise that it's probably a little bit too early to look for that play, and as a result, we'll just No, I don't know. He's reinforcing and destroying that doorway so many times. He's jebaited himself. He's jebaited Salty. He's pulled off. He's decommitted, I suppose is the word. He's decided not to go for it, as it will be a pretty standard hold. The real question, though, is Salty's positioning, I think, in the garage now. He's not up on rafters. He's not really in a position to try and contest it. He's sitting in the bottom of garage, maybe for looking for something a little bit cheeky there. He's going to be, he's going to head back up there, so no deviation whatsoever. He's going to jump behind his shield. They realise that the Maverick is going to be coming out onto this CCTV main wall as well. It's going to be moments away from that being opened up. Nitro Cell did go up, not going to translate, and again, it's going to be a pretty easy opening.
Yeah, he's not doing that wall properly. That's going to make it tough. Oh, but he gets it.
Yep, no, it's open. He's got it. It was not quite as clean as we would have liked, as he's just going to head straight upstairs, go over the roof, go back down to the garage reinforcement, and look to open that up as well. I mean, it's been a messy series for sure. It's been a messy night for sure, as Cairo just steps straight into the electrified wall, cops a bit of damage there. Off the back of it, Kuso now rotating through bar. It's Danstick opening things up with the Nitro Cell kill onto Cairo. That is the Maverick now gone. So it is going to be a hard time for them to get control over garage, as Danstick aggressively rotating back from construction to set himself up in cash. The hold on Suicide is going to be Matthias. He's got both windows open there, so in a bit of a rough spot. If he gets flanked by anyone, it could make for a very, very rough time. The wall is open, though, so they have pulled off the Maverick onto the garage wall. They can look to open it up if they want to. It's Kuso back in bar. He gets fragged out by Dinkle once again. This Ash coming up big in the hands of that man there for Orgless. Has been able to find a couple of these opening frags. They lose multiple members, though, off the back of it. It's going to be that angle held there by Geo. Kiwi refragging out onto Matthias with the SMG11 on hand. Picks it up from Red Stairs. A pretty big one. All said and done, the man's got 13 kills to his name right now. Has been putting in a monster effort with his team so far. They had the point of egress. He sees the ankles there of Salty. Damage being traded out. Salty cops a huge amount of damage there. Is sitting on a sliver at the moment. Up in garage, they do have support. There's a player down below. I believe it is Dinkle there with his G36C in hand, trying to find something. Doesn't have any real way to flush him out. That's when something. Flux actually finds the kill on the Danstick, bringing it back to a 3 versus 3. Geo gets dropped by Kiwi with the SMG11. Tibbix finds another. Dinkle finds a frag onto Salty, though. He's got to play into 2. The health advantage and man advantage definitely in favour of Lethality, but it's definitely a situation they can do, as Dinkle has to jump straight over the electrified shield. Cops a decent chunk of damage off the back of it. Kills the Black Eye, realizing there's something near Yoko drone in position. Gets a Sonic Blast out. He's got to find something, but they've got both angles held here. Actually, Dinkle wins that trade. That's Tiblic's being dropped now. 6 seconds left. He's got to find the frag. I don't think he's got the time. He's looking aggressively onto Red Stairs. Has to duck through. Not going to be able to find it. And unfortunately for Orgless, Lethality run down the time. Iwi reading into that situation spectacularly and just legging it for dear life.
Yeah, that was tough when he had to vault over that. There was just nowhere else to go. Not enough time to rotate. But he did get a lucky pick, but yeah, Lethality read into it, knew how to play it safe.
I honestly cannot tell you what is going on here tonight, JK. We had our first series. It was Skyfire versus Cartel because Crusaders dropped out at the last minute. We're now coming into the second series, another situation where the enemy team did drop out at the last minute and Lethality were brought in. As a result, you've got a map where it should be Orgless winning. That's what everyone pegged going into this. Lethality have brought them 6-5. They are on match point currently, playing on Orgless's map pick as well. This could be Lethality again with a big upset here.
Attackers need to locate and...
I mean, I take it this is the first season that Lethality has played in this league, yeah?
As much as I would like to tell you the answer, this is also my first season in the league as well, so this is also theirs. Apparently we've just had confirmation from the producer, so they are coming into this a reasonably fresh org. They have had some struggles through the group stage as well. They've struggled a little bit with the communication side of things. They don't necessarily communicate as quietly as cleanly as they would have liked, but coming into main stage, it's looking a lot more cohesive. They're playing much better as a unit. Yes, Kuso is still off doing some shenanigans, playing by himself, but the rest of the team are playing spectacularly well.
Yeah, you see all these new teams coming in, giving the prior champs a run for their money.
Locate and defuse.
But tonight's a bit of a mess, so...
Drop.
Oh yeah, it has been all over the place. Not necessarily... Actually, no. I say not necessarily. Not at all how we expected any of this to go. Lethality now find themselves on match point on Orgless's map pick as Dinkle will be pushing in with the G36 in hand. Has control of Garage as there was no one going to be contesting it at all anyway. We'll push into CCTV as well as they are getting drones out. The electrified extended hold set up now in cache. It's going to be the Valkyrie holding there, trying to find anything through the drone hole. I don't think he quite got the drone there, so we'll just jump up on by that drug bitch there as well. Sitting on the cameras is going to be Tiblix now on his Valkyrie cams. Dinkle there has the wall open, trying to find that extended angle through to cache. Knows that there's someone there. May have figured that out with the help of teammates on the drones. Thinks this may be a black eye, so we'll just rotate back out. And it's still Tiblix sitting on the cameras with the help of the ADS. They've got to force something out here. It's Kuso coming in from behind. This could be massive. They haven't heard him. And it really does come down to who finds the head of who first. He's pushing up the stairs. Have they realised he sees one? He whiffs the spray. Has well and truly given himself away. So we'll have to just return to oil pit, drop down, and look for that rotate into blue bar. Sorry, not blue bar. Into blue stairs and look to come up red. But I think they've read into it. The Maverick is there. Cairo in position. And they may be able to make a frag play off of this. He's in garage storage. The real question is, does he walk into the line of sight? Matthias will open things up on the dancing. He sees the knee of Kuso there. Will do a bit of damage, but not able to find the frag. They have the man advantage. That's also the bandit down, so no MP7 going to be available. As the burn will come out, Dinkle finds the frag onto Tiblix. Looking for a second. No, he just backs off instead. The drone play will be coming in. Kiwi finds a frag onto Flux, though, bringing it back to a 4v3. They don't even scout out the fact that Salty is in cache. If they run past him without realizing this could be massive. Will they figure it out or not? That is the question. He runs straight through the doorway. Salty picks up that one. Cairo misdroning that terribly. And now it's all up to Dinkle. I don't think he's quite realized that there has been the wide swing there. Totally being dumped, and he goes to the wide swing. He gets the melee kill. Dinkle did read into that spectacularly. So we'll bring it back to a 3 versus 2. Kuso has returned to Master Bedroom. Kiwi is there playing off of that gym hallway. Suicide play is going to be coming out of Matthias. He has the door. The door will be open, and Matthias finds that frag, taking out Kiwi. Kuso gets dropped as well, and Orgless bring it to overtime.
I can't say it enough, Panda. It's just to and fro, to and fro. It's like a bloody tango.
I mean, if if Mop were casting it with me right now, we would have heard wow, 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 damn, 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 almost every single round up until this point, because there is no telling where this is going to be going at this stage. We are in overtime. The first round will be Lethality on defense. They're going to go for a basement hold here. Here we're going to be playing the Mozzie, the Vigil, and the Kaid coming out as well. The real question is, who is going to take this first round of overtime? Because that is going to be where the momentum is built. If they can build off of that, take it out, get the 8th round, or even, just the 8th round in general. That is the big question. Cairo going to 6-pick out from the Maverick. The real question is, what does he switch out? They pick up the Castle as well for Salty. He's going to 6-pick straight back on the Maverick. So I imagine we could see potentially. Honestly, if I was Orgless right now, the dirt tunnel push could be massive.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters which teams pack at this stage on OT. It just comes down to who doesn't make the first mistake.
Yeah, and we've seen plenty of those already in this series so far. We're still only in the first map, so we've got one more to go after this. And really, it's going to be up to who loses that initial frag fight first. Will Kuso go big on the visual? Usually it's Dinkle who is contesting him, or Flux. They haven't picked up the Jackal this time. So maybe they're looking for someone just with a little bit more firepower who can contest this man who is roaming all over the place so far. And yeah, that's going to be the play. He's heading to that first floor. They've set themselves up with that extended hold on the second floor. In fact, yeah, this is looking more reminiscent of the SSG hold as the castles have been set up upstairs. Maybe looking for something cheeky. Yeah, that's exactly what it's looking like. It's looking like that SSG extended hold upstairs. Can Lethality pull it off though? Because their player style is more frag heavy. Really, that doesn't necessarily translate. Kuso wants to be roaming all over the map when he's holding in bar. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to read going into this.
Yeah, we just keep seeing a lot of teams with the SSG strat or an alternative version of it, but you know, it gets a bit boring sometimes, I must admit. Yeah,
I mean, Clubhouse is one of the most, if not the most played maps in Pro League. As it is, a lot of strategies are. There's a lot less deviation than a lot of people would like. Most of the strategies are pretty cookie cutter. You know exactly what's coming. You can't really change things up too much without completely compromising your defense or attack. So they've got to go with what works, and they've gone for a bit of an adaptation on the SSG holders. They are going to be opening up Kitchen Hatch with the X-Kairos. 2 defenders going to be holding upstairs. It's going to be the Mute and the Mozzie in the hands of Danstick and Kiwi, looking for that rotate from above to try and clean things up in Kitchen. Kuso has headed back downstairs to join up with Salty and Tyblex down on that basement hold. So it's a bit of an extended one. They're getting themselves in position to contest a lot of this, and second half of the round is going to be underway. They've burnt through the first minute and a half. Tyblex going to be holding in Church as well, below that table, which is where we saw Salty holding with the Cade, as they are just going to be trying to throw out the impacts and deal. Yeah, they've got it. They've dealt with the X-Kairos on that Kitchen Hatch. They've sorted out with the impact tricking as well. So it's now going to be up to Maverick in the hands of Cairo to open that up. Rotating through bar will be Matthias. They've read that maybe there is some defenders upstairs looking to come in from behind. It's Matthias who actually opens things up. He finds Salty, gets refragged out immediately by Tyblex there. So the double roam going to be dealt with. Dinkle finds a frag onto Danstick. Going to be the push through Dirt Tunnel by Geo, though, with the Thermite in hand. And Dinkle is upstairs, looking to try and come in behind the Mozzie, who is heading down those main stairs. They're setting up a pretty decent pinch into Armory. The real question is, does Cairo get caught out here? That is going to be big if they do. Kiwi, like in a contest main stairs, finds a frag onto Dinkle, so he has control up on the second floor once again. Cairo finds Tyblex, so bringing it back to a 3 versus 2 in favour of Orgless. Kuso has less than any health as he does get dropped there by Geo, and then Kiwi looking for something gets fragged out by Flux, so it is Orgless going up 1 round in overtime.
Yeah, and we'll see Orgless on defense now. We'll see if where they go, where they choose to go, how it plays out, because you never know, they could just make another mistake, and then we got to play the very, very last round.
Why are you going to do this to me, JK? Surely it's
I'm not jinxing anything, but it's a possibility.
They are on overtime match point. They are going to be on defense now. They are going to be heading down to Church Arsenal as well. We see the Whamai, it's a bit of a deviation, and then what has been played, Jaeger is going to be in the hands of Dinkle. Geo playing the Mute. Legion in the hands of Flux, and Cairo on the castle, going to 6 pick it out for the Cade. On the attack, though, Salty with the Maverick. IQ in the hands of Kuso. Sophia on the Danstick. Thermite for Tyblex. And Kiwi going to be reprising that role as the Jackal. So now it does come down to this. We are at overtime. The 3rd overtime of tonight. It could go anyone's way at this stage. Hopefully. I as much as I try to remain unbiased casting Rainbow Six, it's 10 to 2 in the morning on a Sunday. And now Orgless are in position to close this map out and take us to the second one and potentially final one of the night. It's going to be Coastline for map 2. But we are getting underway in terms of the prep phase. JK, what do Orgless need to do to close this one out?
Well, it's not an SSG roam, thank God. But, you know, Dinkle's always been a good roamer, puts down his ADSs and makes it difficult for them to track where he is, but yeah, we need to see him have an effective roam to seal the game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, he's 17, 4, and 7 right now. The next highest is going to be Kiwi with 16, 1, and 9. So 1 kill between those 2 top fraggers for each team respectively. Matthias as well has put in a pretty solid fragging performance as well, picking up 14 for himself. So Orgless have the fragging potential, they've got the setup potential as well, they've got the Whammy, they've got the Jaeger, they've got a lot of ways to deal with the utility here. But it's Kuso looking to play aggressively once again. I think this is the first time, actually no, say that. First time in this series, I think it's the 3rd or 4th time I've seen him in the tournament opt to go for the drone rather than that heavy aggressive push straight into the building.
Yeah, I think Kiwi's definitely a good player to be battling Dinkle on the roam. He's got that ability to find out where he is, and he's definitely got a lot of frag potential to battle with Dinkle. But we'll
there
see.
we go. Yeah, it's Kuso looking for that aggressive push. It's going to be the garage storage hole there from Dinkle. Pre-fires coming out. This is going to be an incredibly telling gunfight. Whoever can take this could spell doom for their team respectively as the drones are coming out. It's Kuso on the drones. I've not seen him in that position before. As the drone will carry on down blue stairs, Dinkle looking to follow it down into blue and try and beat up with the rest of his team. Kuso is sitting in a rough situation right now. 5, 1, and 11. Hasn't necessarily had the fragging performance that we know he is capable of, as it will be a 5-man hold downstairs. 2 in church, 1 in blue, 2 in armory. It's going to be the Maverick pushing up dirt tunnel now. Salty in position. He gets hit by the goo mine. Surely that gives away his position to the defenders right now. They must know he is there. If they don't, this could be a really, really rough situation for them. If he can find any sort of frags in on behind them, as the drone will be coming out. Bandstick is coming in from the main stairway, pushing into basement as it is. They are setting up these defensive crossfires, and Dancik will be opening things up. Has the impact in hand as well as the concussions, using the concussions to deal with the Whammy magnets, as they will be throwing those impacts deep into the bomb sites. As this 90 hallway wall is being opened up, Salty will find the first frag onto Flux. That is going to be the Legion down. Dinkle refragging out onto Kiwi, so no Jackal going to be available to flush out these defenders. Spray going into dirt tunnel. Matthias not quite able to land anything. Sorry, Kara not going to be able to land anything. They have that doorway opened up now. Has sprays coming out from the attackers. Claymore going to be dropped on that main entrance into the basement. Kuso has the angle from stockroom up in that hatch, trying to set up something here. It's Dinkle holding from below. Salty still trying to contest this dirt tunnel angle. Has the pixel peek there. If he can find the head of Cairo, this could open them up to get in onto the bomb site. He opts to pull off it. He's going to reposition now. Danstick is downstairs just outside of Moto. Geo opens it up with the shotgun onto Danstick. He looks for a second, not able to get it. He gets down and fragged out himself. Matthias finds Tiblex. He is in position to find the kill onto Salty as well. Double kill for him. This could be it. It's all up to Kuso. He's found Dinkle. He's got 2 more to find. Cairo is incredibly healthy. 12 seconds left in the round. They're just holding passively, not willing to contest these angles. They know it's Kuso. He's very, very low right now. Tiblex pulling the early good half. 3 seconds left in the round. They don't even have to contest this. They just have to wait. And Matthias actually cleans it up with a triple kill in the end as Orgless finally close out map 1. Oh, JK, that was a map and a half.
It was very difficult to sit through, but we finally come out the other side of the tunnel, so onto the second map.
Yeah, so we will be heading to Coastline for the second one. Orgless do close it out 8-6 in the end. You look at the frags on the board. Dinkle and Matthias just doing absolute work to bring Orgless up for that victory. So that was their map pick. They do take it out in the end. It's Coastline coming up next. It's Lethality's map pick. So don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back.
I'm on the first train back to Paris. Cigarettes to help keep my feelings buried. Now you're out there where everybody goes when their eyes are closed.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second map of the second series of the night. Orgless did end up taking out Clubhouse 8-6 eventually. I am BluePanda here for the AEC Rainbow Six Minor League, joined by JK Farley. JK, it has been a long night. We are potentially on the final map of the night, as it is. We're heading to Coastline. Potentially, we could see any number of things happening. We could go to map 3. I really hope it doesn't, but what are we expecting coming into the ban phase?
I mean, not sure which team, but hopefully it's Orgless wants to get this map done and dusted and finish off going into the next stage. But I think maybe they'll use the bans to their advantage. Try, ban a Nomad or something so they can start running out and get off some nice frags.
It's going to be a Thatcher to open things up, surely. I mean, Thatcher, he's not really the greatest of bans, especially on a map like Coastline. There's not really any external walls that you need to worry about hard breaching. Yes, it deals with some of the utility and gadgets, but really it's not the most impactful ban that I can think of at this stage.
A lot of it's hard gadgets, like not electronical, like castle barricades. You need all those soft breaches. So, there you go, Nomad.
Yeah, the Nomad banned away. That roam denial going to be playing heavily into the favour of Orgless at the moment, so not having to play in the Nomad in the first round. Really, it comes down to defensive bans. That is the question. What are we going to be seeing? I wouldn't be surprised if we see the likes of a Mira or an Echo, something like that, making those holes just that little bit harder. There we go. Mira, just like I call it, Lethality banning that one away.
Yeah, we could be seeing Echo for the last ban, but you know, it can go anywhere.
Yeah, usually it's the Echo or the Maestro, someone like that, an information gathering tool, or, you know, someone who hinders the plant, as it were. And it will be, yeah, Maestro. So Echo is going to be left available. We saw it picked up there by Tiblex a couple of rounds on Clubhouse. It really wasn't used to any massive advantage that we did see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, I don't remember seeing any sort of plant denial there from it at all. As it was an incredibly frag-heavy map. And in fact, I think we only saw maybe 1 or 2 defuses actually going down here, but it will be Hookah Lounge Billiards to start things off for Orgless' defense on Coastline. And we'll see, yeah, it's going to be Kusto playing the Ash as per usual. The real question is, though, are we going to see which team is going to take out the first round?
I think Lethality have a good lineup here. Actually, no, probably Orgless with the Mai and Jaeger, because you got to counter all those soft breaching denial. Like,
yeah, most definitely. And seeing as it is going to be a Hookah Billiards hold, they're going to probably look to reinforce Pink Bar and set themselves up that way. The real question, though, is with the Habana pickup, are they going to be able to play into that? Is Gio going to have a really rough time holding himself in that position? We won't know until we get into the action phase, but they do have a Mozzie and a Vigil on the board. Flux going to be playing the Mozzie Matthias back on the Wemai as well. Deco going to be playing that roaming Vigil now on Coastline. It's anyone's game at this stage. There are tools to deny information, provide information, and deny some of that utility as well. And really, it's going to come down to whether or not that aggressive play style out of Kuso and Danstick is going to translate into anything here. And really, Kiwi was sort of the unsung hero for Lethality in that last one. Whether he can come up big on the frags as well.
Attack.
yeah, we've already seen Flux grab a drone. That's going to help a lot for a VIP push if they decide to go for a hooker plant.
Now he is going to be holding downstairs in security as well as that eastern push going to be coming out here for Lethality. Kuso aggressively pushing up as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him jump in very early on into kitchen at least. Or no, he's going to go for the rappel up onto the second floor. Flux downstairs with the P10 Roni in hand, steering out of security straight into office there as well. If he can find an early frag, it could translate into a massive advantage. No, sorry. Yeah, no, he's the main lobby, sorry. Not office, that's the other side. It will be Dinkel holding that angle in office, though, as well as it's Kuso. He's looking into VIP, looking to try and set up this angle here if he can, but no one going to be in position to be fragged out there. They are all holding on the southern side of the building. And, yeah, it's slower style. As I say that Dinkel opens things up with a frag onto Kiwi. A pretty cheeky peek there through Sunwise into pool entrance. As he will secure himself that one. Cops a bit of damage off the back of it, but that is the IQ gone now, so no real tools to deal with some of these gadgets. And around the map, they've got themselves up onto the roof. It's going to be Danstick on the Sophia trying to scout things out here. They've got the Hibana and the X-Kairos. You can hear the stingers going out as well. Kuso has control over the office stairs there, looking to come in from behind. Has the angle if he wants it to push towards luggage as well and contest Aqua. The real question, though, is where these next couple of frags are going to be coming from. It is in favour of August at the moment. Bomb has been found. Kuso sitting in this position. It's Kyra going to be dropped early. Does mean that they either have to commit to picking him up or they have to let him die, as that wall has been opened up in VIP. They've got a great angle in towards Billiard. C4 from below. He's going to stick it. Flux not going to be able to find much off the back of that, so no real advantage. He finds the head of Tiblex, though, with the P10 Roni. Puts it in a big advantage in favour of their team right now. They do, in fact, get the pick up on the Cairo. Kuso now holding from luggage, looking for the spray. deep into Aqua, not going to be able to find much of anything. The upside down repel from Danzig is going to secure the back flank of Kuso as well. Salty finds that frag on the Cairo, looking through that hole that was opened up by the ex-Cairo. So bringing it back just that little bit closer to the drone hole, going to be sprayed through there by Salty. Not going to find anything off the back of that either. And it is going to be the reclined form of Tiblex on the VIP couch next to the diffuser there. Is the angle going to be contested here by Dinkle. He finds a frag onto Danzig, will be fragged out immediately, especially considering just how low he was. It's a pretty big pickup. It's all up to Salty and Kuso right now. They have angles and walls to spray through as the toxic canisters will be dropped. Holding on 90 will be Flux with the P10 Roni in hand, looking for the sprays. 13 seconds left in the round. Kuso gets dropped by Matthias. And it is all up to Salty. He looks for some damage, will be fragged out, and Orgless secure the first round. Geo helping finalize that one with the SMG 11.
Yeah, not much you can do there. Enough players to hold, you know, the positions or the lines of sight that you need to execute a plan or elimination.
Yeah, it was a stalled, a stuttery style of play there coming out of Lethality. Not quite the aggressive, systematic wiping of the defense that we saw from in the first map. We are going to be heading to Kitchen now off the back of that first round win. So Orgless picking up the Goya, a pretty standard defensive pick to set up in and around service entrance, can make that hard push just that little bit harder. As otherwise, it's pretty standard. Cairo on the Jaeger, Dinkle back on the Vigil, Matthias on the Wemway, and Geo on the Mute this time. Not going to be playing a smoke. So not really the most versatile pick on a map on a site like this. Is traditionally you look for that vertical hold.
Use bomb.
Yeah, using Mute is very good above this site for a vertical hold, but yeah, we'll see what they do.
As the site editing going to be starting up very, very early on. They're going to reinforce those walls as well. Early Vulcan going to be dropped just in front of that service entrance doorway, and it looks like a bit of a rotate setup here through to that 90 hallway rather than committing to the full reinforcement of the storeroom. And ADS is being dropped, where my magnet's being dropped as well. It's going to be Dinkle looking for an office hold potentially here as he does rotate back into Blue Bar. So the real question is, are they going to look for something cheeky? Are they going to look for any sort of run out here? As it will be that rotate through into main lobby there with the Jaeger, and they've connected up, and they're just sort of mixing and matching positions. Hookah hatch will be reinforced though.
Drop the diffuser.
It's Dinkle actually heading upstairs to master bedroom.
I think he was just using his ability around that area, so the drones would pick up on it and give him misleading information. But it looks like he's trying to get a bit of a cheeky kill here.
Yeah, he's going to be holding that Hall of Fame doorway, looking for someone to go up on the rappel. He is there in position, has K1A in hand, waiting for the ropes to be deployed to give away that positioning. Kuso aggressively pushing and opening that window into pool entrance as well. Trying to get himself in early, look for those frags. As he does, it will be the retreat coming out of Dinkle. He's pushing back towards VIP, looking for that push and aggressively into Hookah as the breaching charges will be coming out in Hookah. It's Tiblex trying to get that vertical threat established early on, and the real question is, where does that opening frag come? Matthias sitting deep in Kitchen right now with the MP5K in hand. Kuso has control of Sunrise as well. Looking for that long angle deep into Kitchen. Has support from above, not pressure. The C's team that's pressuring it as it is. Trying to get that angle onto the default camera in 90. So that means that bit is just being unfin further. Dinkle now up in Aqua, looking for that lock through Hookah and trying to catch them from behind. He's got his gadget activated, so he's going to be invisible to drones. Oh, he holds the angle, he sees the barrel of Kiwi's gun, goes for that wide swing, finds it, gets some damage on it. Tiblex as well. That is going to be the buck on. Tiblex catches a bit of damage, not able to secure the kill, doesn't realise that he's prone behind the billiards table. Secures himself a double. So done his work for sure in this round, as he will push back towards luggage there, taking it to a two-man advantage, not losing a single point of health himself. They're dumping that utility. Salty joining up with the team. Danzig gets dropped by Matthias. They've got the big advantage already established. They've got heavy control over Kitchen as it is. It is now up to these two attackers. Spray coming out from Kuso, looking to try and pick up the head of Geo. Not going to be able to do it. Salty pushes in aggressively into Kitchen. Unfortunately, Matthias is no longer there. He's rotated back. Spray coming out. He gets caught out by Flux in a flawless round in terms of operators and health, as Orgless not only lose no one at all, but not a single point of health either.
Sad to see that the IQ's gadget isn't being used as much to its full potential, but yeah, very unlucky on that round.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily how we see Lethality play. They tend to opt away from the gadgets and look for that more aggressive frag threat rather than anything, as we will be heading to Blue Sunrise now off the back of 2 quick wins. I say quick wins, they were pretty drawn out all said and done, but 2 wins in a row from Orgless now, the most they've strung together in a good long while. It's going to be a bit of a change-up. Danstick now going to be playing the Jackal. Stoltly going to be playing the Capital this time. It's going to be a 6 pick out from Danstick. He's going to pick up the IQ this time himself, giving Hibana over to Tiblex. The question is, though, will this change-up work? Flux has the Echo now in Blue Sunrise. Those yokai drones can be hugely detrimental in some of these tight corners.
Yeah, and as I said, Dinkle with time wasting, he's really good at it, and using Vigil is the perfect operator for him to mislead, delay time, and just still manage to stay in roam long enough to deal more damage, to be a bit of a pest for the attacker.
Yeah, and looking at the scoreboard, you see it as it is. Lethality have picked up 1 frag per round as a unit. Not per player, not per any one individual, is as a team. Kuso has 1, Salty has 1. They have an assist, though, in the pocket of Kiwi, but there's no real frag threat coming out of them whatsoever. So they've done reasonably well in terms of August to only lose 2 players so far in the game. And they are going to looking to try and continue that advantage as they have it. They've got the smoke, they've got the mute, they've got the echo as well. So they've got a lot of tools to try and deal with this plant and post-plant positioning. But it's Dinkle the man to watch as he's playing the Jaeger. He's got 4 frags so far to his name. He's gone big on these roams. He picked up a double by himself without losing a single point of health on the Vigil last round. The real question is, can he keep that momentum going? As we are in action phase, they're getting themselves upstairs. Wenmai is up by Cool Vibe stairs once again. Matthias, can he go big with some of these frags? He's got threat from Kuso out in hookah balcony there. The real question, though, like I said, is can they get these opening frags and translate it into a win?
Increasing our defense.
Yeah, Blue Bar's an interesting hold for most teams. A lot of teams can't find the way it's meant to be played, but only 1 Nitro to play with for vertical. And I noticed they're not bringing Buck either. Buck can be very useful for this map.
I mean, I believe they brought it last round, although really it didn't turn into anything as he was instantly fragged out by Dinkle, so it makes a bit of sense here. You got to wonder, though, maybe they're too set in their ways, too set in their comfort picks, I suppose, on operators to be able to deviate too much here. We'll see how it goes, though, as it is going to be Danstick on the IQ, looking to establish angles, lines of sight into kitchen here. They've got control of the first floor. Again, it's going to be that fairly spread hold from the side of Orgless on the defense. Dinkle on the Jaeger.
I think Dan's picked up where Echo's playing, but not sure.
Yeah, that could be a big frag to pick up here. Danstick holding that angle. He's going to use the gadget this time to try and figure out where things are. The pings are coming out very, very early, so they are going to be aware of the fact that Echo is sitting deep in service entrance. It's going to be Danstick pushing in. He's sitting on the barbed wire, though. He's got to clear this out and will surely give himself away. Flux, though, is holding a completely different angle onto main lobby stairs there, so he will walk through the barbed wire. Danstick has this flank perfectly. He's going to jump over the shield, but he's going to see it, and he whiffs the spray!
No.
You hate to see it. He doesn't land, and it means that Flux will survive. He looks for a return spray. He does die eventually, but I mean, that's got to be hugely demoralizing. It should have been the easiest kill. I say that as Cairo will refrag out onto Tiblex. So that is the Hibana down now. It should have been an easy kill picked up there, and as a result, you've got to feel bad for the player. And now it's Cairo with the shotgun securing a double, pumping it through the chest of Danstick. Kiwi, though, refragging out onto Matthias. That is going to be an easy kill for Dinkle, though. It's refrags left, right, and center. He's sitting down with the angle of the courtyard. He sees another. He gets himself a double onto Salty. Kuso has everything to lose here and everything to gain. He's 1 versus 3. He's only got 1 frag to his name. He's been fragging rather, unfortunately, poorly for him as he's pushing into Sunrise. The soft walls are there. He has to get the diffuser. Pings are coming out, and it's Cairo securing a triple in that round. Triple for him, double for the man Dinkle on the Jaeger. And it's Orgless, definitely on form right now.
Yeah, that stamina, as we talked about earlier, is definitely influencing this game and where we leave ourselves at the end.
Yeah, and it's going to be back to hookah now for August. They're looking to close this one out a clean 7-0 if they can. They've got 3 rounds in a row. They've strung it together. The most they've strung together so far in this series as it is. going to be Flux back on the Mozzie, Dinkle back on the Vigil, Matthias stalwart on that Wemai. But the thing to see here is Tiblex has the Kali in hand, and we have seen a pretty interesting hold earlier on in this tournament. I believe it was played Altered Edge. The Kali hold from Ruins onto Billiards can be hugely detrimental. That big gun provides a lot of covering fire, and if you cannot frag it out early, it can shut down any attempt at dealing with that diffuse plant.
Yeah, we'll see if Lethality decides to do an aqua push. Get that plant right behind the Billiards bomb. Quite a common push, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and they're getting themselves set up. It's exactly the same hold we've seen from them up on Hookah. It's sort of a split reinforcement on that 90 hallways, and they've got the rotate hole. I suppose it's a bit of a death hole in all honesty onto Cool Vibe stairs as well, because you look for that great angle on some of these frags. As it will be Matthias with the MP5K in hand, opening up that window in VIP, throwing out his magnets left, right, and center to deny that utility push coming out of Lethality. And we're in action phase. I mean, so usually we see it's a bit of a contention between the Org and the MP5K in the hands of Wemai. What's your personal preference, JK?
For Wemai?
Yeah.
Honestly, don't play him that much. When I used to play, my role was a bit further from Wemai. I guess probably the MP5, just because Org's pretty bulky and covers a lot of your screen.
Yeah, it has been a bit of an argument between certain personalities in the Rainbow Six community, as Tiblex is going to be opening up these walls and doorways, has lines of sights established with that CSRX in hand, so it's a pretty big gun to deal with. If you get caught by it, you can take a huge chunk of damage. Karo did go for a bit of an early run out there, not going to be able to establish anything. Dinkle has already copped a bit of damage as they are pushing aggressively into Aqua. 3 men, very, very grouped up. If they had a Nitro still on hand, they can get it off below and take out all 3 members. I mean, Mozzie is there. If they can read into this, he could catch multiple members. It's Kuso pushing in aggressively into Pink Bar. He's looking for the frag. Geo actually gets that with an SMG-11. He looks for a second. Matthias finds that frag. Geo getting fragged out. Matthias finding a double dancing and Tiblex being dropped. Cairo finds Salty. And what could have been a very, very easy round gets demolished in moments by Orgless. It's all up to Kiwi now on the IQ. He's playing into 4. He's looking for the spray from above. Orgless secure themselves 4 rounds in a row in this first half.
Lethality just did not have that map control. You definitely need office and blue bar, and some vertical play to get that plant off. But it just, yeah, that was a very half-assed job there. But what do you expect? It's that late.
Yeah, I mean, it's already after 2 in the morning here in New Zealand. Any New Zealand players will be definitely suffering a little bit as we see a different pick here coming up from Tiblex. It's a kitchen service entrance hold. It's going to be the Blackbeard picked up here. You know, the headshot denial, I suppose, would probably be the most apt for him. He's going for those window peaks, but considering it's a first floor bomb site, maybe it's not going to translate nearly as well as they would have liked.
Yeah, we'll see a Blackbeard come out. That'll be interesting to fight against.
Defused by attackers.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it. Skyfire banded out 2 maps in a row in the second and third map of their series tonight. And, I mean, there was a lot of hate coming out towards the Navy SEAL operators. We're not going to see that tonight as Blackbeard and Valkyrie are both available. It's going to be Flux picking up the Goyo once again. Pretty standard for this kitchen bomb site. The real question is Tiblex, can he translate those shields on his AR into any sort of advantage here, because Lethality have yet to find a round with 5 rounds in. Orgless looking well and truly on form to take this to a 6-0 half, sorry.
Yeah, and I find this theater hold to be very good coming up on a kitchen. Having that main lobby rotate and someone roaming, say, like Billiards or Aqua to anchors definitely works well if the team isn't using their utility right, like the attackers, and pushing out this upstairs hold. And it's difficult to get that vertical in pen.
Yeah, most definitely, especially with a team like Lethality who are struggling to string together any frags significantly anyway in the second map of the series. It's going to be the Sunrise hold now for Matthias, which is a bit of an extended setup here, all things considered. It'll be interesting to see if he can find any frags there with the MP5K in hand. They see the deployable shield, so they figured out someone probably is holding it. They see the Wemai as well, so Tiblex on the drone is going to be able to scout that out. Sledge is there in position as well. Will open up that wall from port entrance, so they see the head. It's going to be the Wemai to open things up. Salty securing the headshot. A big frag there, going to be meaning that this western hole is going to be completely blown open. They now have control over the entire side of that building. They are going to be able to push into that main kitchen doorway. If they can do that, they can translate it into some sort of plant. The real question, though, is it going to be Dinkle looking to shut this down, holding from Cool Vibes? And it's Danstick from behind. He's gone for that wide flank upstairs, secures that kill, and this might be Lethality's first round.
Maybe, I mean, with Wamai off the board, you only have these ADSs that can burn through your throwables, so if you can use your utility right, you can definitely nade spots like where this Goyo is, but jumping in now.
Yeah, it's going to be the two-man jump into main kitchen. Kiwi not going to be able to find much. Kuso finds one. Cairo will refrag out. Still holding that position in service entrance as well. So he's got to play 2 into 4. Geo finds one with the C4. So that means it's back to it 2 versus 3. That's Danstick down and out as well. Tiblex still unable to find a kill as it is. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get himself on the board as the wide swing from Cairo, looking to try and deny the plant. They've got a bit of a crossfire set up here. He's going for the right swing, not going to be able to find much. Salty is there. They're looking for what they can. It's going to be the down onto Geo, so it means Tiblex can now go for the defuse. Spray coming out. Lethality secured themselves the first round of the half.
I don't think anyone knew Salty was lying behind kitchen bench that whole time.
Yeah, it was a quickly dismantled defense there. They picked up the first one. They picked up Dinkle as well. Matthias getting dropped in Sunrise because of that aggressive push from Salty. And then him fighting the head. We're going to be heading back to kitchen though. So they're going to look to try and adapt that situation, or re-adapt, I suppose, that situation. No, Blue is actually going to be the play here as they switch things up again.
Yeah, so Orgless playing blue bar again. Didn't see a vertical hold last time, but you know, play it how you want.
Yeah, we're going to be heading to Blue Sunrise. They also 6-pick out the Oryx because unfortunately Oryx is not quite available yet at this stage in this tournament, so they will have to wait until next season for it to be pickable. They 6-pick it out for the Mute though. We do see the 6-pick coming out for Tiblex now, going to be picking up that Ying. So the Candelas could go massive, although considering that it has been a Jaeger where my pick consistently throughout the opening half of this round, surely they have the tools to deal with it, and maybe Ying was a bit of a wasted pick here.
Yeah, it depends where you're pushing from, where this utility Matthias and Dinkle is coming from. If they can find just a small gap where there's no ADSs, no more gadgets, then Ying can be really powerful.
5 seconds to go.
Well, I mean, just looking as it is, they've only got so many different tools to deal with the, you know, the ADSs and the Where My Magnets, and I mean, you've got Ying with the 2 smokes and the 3 Candelas. You've then got Salty with the 2 frag grenades, so you're setting up about 7 there. I think, if I remember correctly, so Hibana also has a couple of flashes in the back pocket, so maybe 10 all up. So they have enough to deal with that utility. So 3, yeah. So they have all the tools they need to deal with all the utility coming out of Lethality right now. So this could be a rough situation, a very untenable one as well, if they're not willing to try and burn through it and use an IQ to deal with it as well. So it really is going to come down to how that utility is used.
Yeah, it's been difficult watching all these IQ players use her, you know, to the best of her ability, but you know, we'll see how this round goes.
Yeah, and it's Salty committing that frag grenade. It does get picked up by the Where My Magnet early on, so that is one of the utilities already now gone in the hands of Lethality. So they've got to deal with the Where My Magnets and the ADSs already, so it'd be interesting to see if they can translate that into any form of advantage, because the utility can be so big. Dinkle, though, with the wide roam from Luggage, getting into Arca. If he can catch the attackers from behind, this could be massive and propelling them to an early advantage in this half. They see one. It's going to go for the contest. He finds Kiwi, which has been one of the big players now in this round for Lethality already. That's also the IQ down, so no gadget reveal going to be available as Cairo finds Danstick with the SMG-11 in hand. The C4 from below picks up Kuso as Geo throwing that one very, very deep will help secure that. It's up to Tiblex, who only has 1 frag to his name. Is sitting up above office right now on the stairs on the 2nd floor. Has Dinkle rotating up, will actually be able to pick up that frag, so brings it back to a 4 versus 2, a slightly more tenable situation. Yes, Salty will open up Hookah Wall, trying to get the angle onto Cool Vibes right now. Just over a minute left in the round, a 4 versus 2. This is going to be a hard push from Tiblex and Salty. Salty has been pretty decent in terms of fragging, But it's really Tiblex who he's only found 2 so far. He's got to join the rest of his team and look to push that advantage where they can.
Yeah, they just got to push together, use these Candelas to help them out. You can see that with my gadget on the top of Sunrise double door. If they can just shoot it out, you can rush potentially into Sunrise and get a plant down.
It's Salty up and Hookah looking for anything as Matthias chunking him out massively. 75 health already burnt through on the part of him. As Tiblex will be joining up with his teammates, trying to gather some advantage from above, but there's only 27 seconds left in the round. Surely this goes to a 5-1 half for Orgless right now. Seeing the feet is going to be Salty. He catches a bit of damage onto Cairo, but this is such a hard ask for them right now. The hatch is open in Aqua, so they're going to dump the Candelas down into office and look to push aggressively from there. But 10 seconds left, they've got to get the diffuser down. Salty is in position, doesn't quite connect with the head. Candela's going deep. It's going to be the spray from Matthias, securing the down onto the poor sledge. And the time will just run out. Orgless secure themselves a massive lead in the half.
He probably could have got that diffuser down. He tried, but timer was just too late.
Yeah, it's not quite the situation you would have liked. Even in saying that, even if he had got the defuse down, there were so many members left alive for Orgless that it would have been a pretty easy retake, all said and done. Now that we are getting into the second half, it is going to be Orgless now on attack. They have looked to switch up the roster just a little bit. Dinkle on the Capital, Gridlock in the hands of Geo. Lethality's first round of defense, it's going to be Kuso now playing on the smoke. Danzig being handed the Jaeger here. And Tiblex will be going for the 6th pick from the Echo onto the Mozzie. If he commits to it, we'll see if that is going to be the play. It does look like it's going to be the case. Kiwi as well, playing the Valkyrie on Coastline, can be a pretty big operator to pick. Gives a bit of a decent amount of information as well if they throw it into the right position. The real question, though, is it's 5-1. Are Orgless going to shut this out as a 7-1? Or is Lethality somehow going to claw it back to overtime? I'm really scared to ask, in all honesty.
Yeah, we'll be setting up a donation page after to save BluePanda's sleeping schedule, so that link will be distributed fairly and equally.
Look, in all honesty, I don't think there's enough money in the world to save my sleep schedule at the moment. Being a New Zealand caster operating on Australian times is a rough one to deal with, but it is the price you pay when you want to get into the casting gig. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully Orgless are kind and do put me out of my misery, but we'll see how it goes. They're getting themselves set up. Surprisingly, though, we see out Lethality. They haven't fully reinforced Pink Bar. Oh no, there we go. It was a late reinforcement. Danzig finally getting there. He's got other more important things to deal with at the moment, but he gets there in the end.
Yeah, but Jaeger does have a long setup, so give it some time.
I mean, what would Siege be like if there was, 0 deploy time? You could literally just throw your gadgets from a distance and hope for the best. That would be a scary prospect, in all honesty, considering that there are some pretty bulky the deployables there, like the deployable shield. If it had no deploy time, that would be a pretty scary animational set as well.
Bomb.
Out of all defense operators, who do you think has the least setup time?
It depends on who you are and who you're playing, because if it's me, you just go look for a frag, and if you had any gadgets, well, it's too bad, so sad. But we'll see how it goes as the drones are coming out now. It is going to be Danzig droned out in Aqua. Tiblex going to be holding the top of the stairways on the second floor, looking for that angle. He might be able to find something cheeky onto the Aqua balcony. He's not committing to the spray. He's sitting just outside luggage. They know Danzig's in behind this bar right now. The real question, though, is do they burn him the way they have burned others? Dinkle is there, has the Capital, has the flame arrows as well. They're just pre-firing it at this stage, not committing to anything too cheeky here. But if they did commit to it, that's going to force Danzig out of position. They're going to get the easiest frag of their lives, but that's just... No, actually, is Capital even there? It doesn't look like it. He's off on his own. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he was repelled upside down. So they will look for that flame arrow. Just going to dump it behind Blue Bar, force him out of position, and Geo gets the easiest frag of his life. They have control of Aqua. Little do they know it's Kiwi from below. The hatch is opened up, though. He could look for some cheeky run out onto Aqua. Salty finds a refrag onto Cairo. 4 versus 4 now, as we are going to be heading into the final minute very, very soon. Looks for something cheeky from below in Sunrise. Little does he know the IQ is just outside. Geo and Flux get dropped immediately by Tiblex. Dinkle will find the refrag. Salty finds the frag on Matthias, and this attack has been completely shut down. Dinkle actually securing himself a double. It is on next to no health. Is going to go for a wide roam down towards main lobby right now. Pre-fire's already coming out. He goes for the swing, looks for the other side. as it will be that run back towards the rest of his team now. And Lethality have completely nullified this Orgless attack, and surely there is no way that Dinkle is able to bring this back and push it to a 6-1, because he's got next to no health. All it is going to take is one single bullet. There is an operator on the other side of the way. He goes for the swing, and it will be Kuso securing Lethality their second round in this map.
Yeah, he did not have enough health to get through that, and probably missed on that smoke, but you know, without that map control, as I said, when you're going for that billiards plant, you need blue bar and office, and that Valk just, I mean, even though the C4 didn't get anyone, it still had a big impact on the round.
Yeah, that the aggressive push by Tiblix coming from luggage was able to secure himself 2 with the Commando 9 in hand. We are going to be heading downstairs now. It is going to be the kitchen service entrance hold. Dinkle 6 picking out from the Capital onto the IQ. They've still got the gridlock, and I mean, it's still Kuso playing on the smoke, not the Jaeger, which we traditionally see him on. They've got the Goyo in the hands of Salty as well. So a pretty standard setup from the side of Lethality. The real question, though, is despite having this you know, the pretty standard operator setup, will they have the positional setup that we see from all the teams?
Yeah, I wonder if they'll do the same thing and do a vertical hold, or maybe stretch out in the sunrise and blue bar, maybe office. I've seen some teams actually do the full first floor, from all the way from lobby to security, which is an interesting type of hold.
Well, I mean, it's not the style of play that we're traditionally used to seeing from Kuso. Usually he's off on his own, doing his own thing, but he's been playing a very team-oriented style of hold, joining up, playing that anchor position almost, as he has been playing the smoke time and time again for his defense side. So surely he's itching to go and find himself a couple of frags. We'll be able to see if he can pick those up, as it will be the Mozzie in the hands of Tiblix once again. He got himself a pretty convincing double kill in that last one. And you can see Geo is a little apprehensive as it is. He's got the F90 in hand, but he's not willing to let these windows be, as he is just waiting with a bated breath for the run out, as it will be Mozzie down in office below the sledge and gridlock of Geo and Flux. He's looking for the C4 play. He goes for it. He gets it. He's found Flux Zeus. That is the sledge now gone. So a little bit of the vertical threat coming out of Orgless has been nullified. And the pointy spear of Orgless is just that little bit less scary, as the gridlock stingers will go out. Unfortunately, Tiblix not quite able to destroy that mother one.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Getting that C4 straight off the bat.
Yeah, and without the sledgehammer available, they're not going to be able to open up the floor and look for these tight angles from above. That verticality going to be a little bit nullified here. Dinkle now on the IQ, playing the cool vibe stairs. Maybe going to be able to read into the fact that Kiwi is playing down in Sunrise. If they can scout that out, if they can get that frag, that could be big, as the Yokai is hugely instrumental in denying the plant, as the breaching charges will be coming out in VIP to try and get that vertical play started, trying to flush out the defenders from these defensive positions. It's going to be Salty looking to contest. Not going to be able to find much with the Vector in hand. Has Kuso there with the smoke as well. Danstick now holding in main lobby, sees that the hatch has been opened up, looking for anything at this stage. As more breaching charges going to be used. The X-Kairos were used down 90 hallway to open up that wall into kitchen as well. And drones going to be used here. They've still got some drone available, as they know Danstick's now in main lobby. Oh, he sees the head. He swings wide. Cairo's got to find that frag. They need to do something. Tiblix actually runs it out. He gets one, gets two. Cairo securing a double to bring things back in favor of Orgless right now. They are potentially on the penultimate round, as Kiwi actually finds a frag onto Matthias, bringing it back to 3 versus 3. This could have been a big round for Orgless. Unfortunately, they do lose one more, bringing it back to even, as Kuso finds Dinkle with the SMG-11 in hand. This is definitely a rough situation to be in. You're playing into 2. They've got Kuso on the smoke still. He's got those toxic barb canisters as well. We've got the Yokai to contest with and the Vulcans, so there's a lot of utility on the defense side to slow down this aggressive push. Cairo looking for his third in the round, looking for that angle towards kitchen. Not going to be able to find much. Kiwi holding with the MP5 SD in hand. They're looking for these side angles. Cairo finds himself a third. He's pushing in aggressively. The smoke canisters are out. He's pushing into that position in toilet. He's looking for the wide swing. He sees one behind the reinforced wall. It's the Goya. He's swinging wide behind the reinforcement. Finds himself a quad. He's looking for the ace here. He's going to find one more, and they do. Orgless actually take it off of the refrag. Geo in position to help Cairo. Cairo going massive with a quad, and Orgless push themselves to match point.
Cairo is hitting some very nice shots.
I just cannot deal with the emotional roller coaster that we have been through tonight. I mean, it looked like Lethality had shot that down. Cairo secured the quad for his team. He got 2 and then another 2 pushing in the kitchen. Geo was in the back pocket in the position to refrag, and they secured themselves match point. Now, we are potentially 1 round away from being finished tonight, JK. We are going to be heading back to kitchen service once again. Same rosters, same teams. Could this be us done and dusted for the night?
You can only hope. You can only hope. You can only pray to your God.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you play Siege, you don't get to believe in gods. You get to believe in the frag power of the teams that you are dealing with, the tactical and map knowledge advantages that they can bring you. So we'll see if that translates. And I just mean Cairo went absolutely stellar with that last round, securing himself a quad. The second quad of the night, actually. It was Smacker who got one in the last series between Skyfire and Cartel as well. Surprisingly enough, considering the frag threat on both these teams, now we see Kuso playing the Goyo this time. So has been shoved off that smoke roll. It's been given to Salty. TCSG in hand, the DMR, I mean, it's a shotgun, yes, but it could, like Cthulhu said, it can be considered a bit of a DMR. It's a slug shotgun that fires semi-automatic. So it fills a similar function.
Remaining.
Yeah, I see less people not using the ACOG as much
Attackers are
on that shotgun, which is quite interesting.
We'll see. It does offer that long-range threat, and Cairo, once again playing that main doorway, could look to potentially pick himself up another quad. Well, maybe not a quad, but the double for sure in that round. It was pretty clean what he managed to achieve onto Tiblex and Danstick. Instead, though, he's going to be heading upstairs, trying to establish those angles onto the walkways on the second floor. Vulcan goes down already. Flux will actually open things up onto Tiblex. That's the Mozzie gone. So no defender drones going to be available as blue bar control has been established. They have the Valkyrie sitting on cool vibes stairs, could look to threaten him, but that Vulcan shield being destroyed early does kind of give away where Kuso is playing. He's upstairs by luggage, looking to go for a bit of a wide peek towards Aqua, trying to figure something out. Goes to the spray onto Aqua balcony, giving away that position for him. And he will just pull it back as they've committed a decent number of members upstairs. Geo holding that tight angle onto luggage, knows that there's someone there because the window is open. Kiwi finds a refrag onto Dinkle. 4 versus 4. They're bringing it back slowly. Kiwi looking to find a frag there. He does get dropped a little bit, so does Cairo in response. He has the bearing 9 in hand. Matthias finds a frag onto Kiwi in position to help his teammate there as he will rappel into Billiard's room window. And it's still Salty playing it downstairs on the sledge. Sorry, no, Flux on the sledge downstairs. It was Salty playing it in the first half. Dansick has a hole open up in that wall from Penthouse, looking to make something cheeky happen off the back of that. Doesn't quite find much. The bomb has been found, and he may have to reposition himself here, as there has been a lot of pressure applied. It's going to be the opening up in VIP. Geo is there. He might be able to find something through home theater. He goes to the swing, and he doesn't find it. Geo securing that frag for his team. And it looks like we could be all done and dusted here. It's a 4 versus 2. It's up to Kuso and Salty. Kuso and Salty have taken a decent chunk of damage. Matthias finds Salty. It's all up to Kuso now with the TCSG in hand. Defuse is going out. He swings wide. Not going to be able to find much there. He gets a bit of damage out, but it is not enough to secure the kill. He's almost dead, and Orgless cleaned it out. We actually get a 2-0 tonight, and as a result, it is going to be Orgless taking that, moving on in the upper bracket. Lethality knocked down into the lower bracket. What a night!
Yeah, it's been a big night. For you, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this stage it's only me and Nuttery who've stuck it out the entire distance. We've had a second spectator come in. We've had 3 casters go through as my partner. But thank you very much, JK, for joining me in the final run of it. We see it is August cleaning it out 7-2 and 2-0 in their series tonight. It's good to be done. It means that I can go to bed soon. Thank you very much to both Nuttery, Snook, and Officer Ling in the end who came in to help with the production side of things. Thank you to Cthulhu and Covert who joined me, and finally JK. JK, where can the people find you on social media before we finish up tonight?
On Twitch, just JK Farley. I'll be streaming tomorrow night, casting another league game, and I do have a Twitter as well. But
Yeah,
that's
plug
really
that.
like
You might as well plug that. Let the people know.
Oh,
they can
JK
support
Farley
you.
won, mate. JK Farley won. JK Farley was taken for some reason, so
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that pain. Believe it or not, I've been Blue Panda since I was 12, so almost 14 years. And turns out there's some YouTuber who makes videos about mobile gaming who also operates under the name Blue Panda. He's a good couple of years younger than me, but we don't talk about that. Make sure you chuck me a follow as well. I am at NZ_Blue Panda on Twitter. But otherwise, that is us done and dusted for the night. First series of the night, Cartel take it out 2-1 versus Skyfire. As and in the second night, it's actually Orgless shutting things out. In the end, it took a while, but they did get there. So thank you very much. And just the MVP actually does go to Officer Ling in Twitch chat as well. Good man. He did a great job on the spectate side of things. And I mean, looking at the bracket, it's definitely making things very, very spicy going ahead. I mean, we see Skyfire getting knocked down to the lower bracket, so it will be in the second round of the upper bracket, Orgless versus Cartel. Down in the lower bracket, Skyfire versus Lethality in the second loser bracket, round one. Sorry, no, first round of the loser bracket, actually. So Monarch versus Altered Edge, and then Skyfire versus Lethality. It's going to be an interesting one. It has been a bit of a night of upsets. We didn't expect Orgless to get taken so close in the first map, and they definitely pulled it out in the second. But otherwise, that is us done and dusted. Thank you guys for sticking with us. It has been a long one. Thank you to...
You're the MVP, not me, Panda. I appreciate it, but the MVP goes to you for 6 hours of casting.
Thank you very much for joining us. We are signing off for the night, so make sure you check back with the next stage of play, which is going to be May 13th on the Wednesday. So definitely come back for that. We'll see you guys there.
Altered Edge, baby.